Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we're continuing our survey of Liszt. Oh my, hasn't this been fun? There's only 3 more videos to go, actually, in Liszt, including this one, because, as I said, my study and interest in Liszt sort of post-dated, filling up most of the Overflow room, although there's tons of it in the unfiled section of the Overflow room. Here, the unalphabetized part, which is a whole wall and a half of stuff over there. So there's more, but we may get to it when we get to the wall of stuff over there, which may be in 5 or 10 years at this rate. So what have we got? Liszt, symphonic poems. Did we talk about this video? I don't think so. This is fun with the New Zealand Symphony under Michael Halash. Festklange. Festklange is, well, it's festive and clangy. I mean, that's what it does. And it repeats itself over and over and over and over and over again. Then we've got a Ce qu'on entend sur la montagne, also known as the Berg Symphonie, the Mountain Symphony. What is heard on the mountain? This was also, interestingly enough, the title from the same poem of a symphonic poem by César Franck that may predate Liszt. This was symphonic poem number 1. Franck may have done it like first. It's really kind of fascinating. And then it ends here with Hunnenschlacht, the Battle of the Huns. I love Hunnenschlacht. It's just phenomenal. It's actually a good piece, and it's not too long. It's lots of fun. So this is a fun disc. I enjoyed it. I still do once in a while. Quite amusing and entertaining. Liszt, Visions, piano works, performed on, this is on Arts Music with Martin Berkowski. You've got some, let's see, Harmonie du Soir from the Transcendental Etudes, the 2 legends, St. Francis of Assisi and St. Francis de Paul, Walking on the Waves. We talked about those. Ave Maria, the Bells of Rome, Hungarian Rhapsody number 12, Sancta Dorothea, the Transcendental Etude number 7, Vision, hence the title, and the Paternoster from Harmonie Poétique et Religieuse. Okay, I hung on to this. I listened to this a few times. I enjoyed it, and I kept it. What can I tell you? I don't go back to it that often. That's the problem when you've got discs that consist of music that has been recorded millions and millions and millions of times. There's only so much time in your life to go back and listen to these things endlessly. Oh, yes, Pogo. The Pogo, who tried to make a return to the concert platform and was sounding just dreadful. But here, he was in his youthful hotness, performance-wise. The Liszt Sonata and Scriabin's Sonata number 2. Oh, this was fun. It's sort of all over the place. The Liszt Sonata is actually a slowish performance, but he uses the time to really indulge himself in all kinds of fun stuff. I love that record. And also Christian Zimmermann, Sonata in B minor. Someone said to me, where are all the sonatas in B minor? In the comments, I said, well, some of them are down here, some of them are up there. Well, here are a few of them. Zimmermann, of course, is a classic. We also have Nuage Gris, La Notte, La Lugubre Gondola 2, and Funérailles. It's, after the sonata, a very dark disc. All the more enjoyable for that. Oh, the complete Hungarian Rhapsodies with Mika the Campanella. Yay! This is my reference recording. They're fabulous. Fabulous. Campanella's a wonderful, wonderful Liszt player. And this is my, we talked about these. We did. And so this is my spare copy. Can't have too many. It's not available anymore. And what's this? Oh, Martha Argerich doing the sonata. Well, that's a classic, as we all know, and Hungarian Rhapsody number 6, and Schumann's Second Piano Sonata, and Brahms' Rhapsody number 1 and 2. Yay! One of back in the days when she was still playing solo, and boy, was she ever. This is hot stuff. It deserves to go in Fred the Freezer. It's so hot. I may have to do a separate thing about that. 4 discs of two twofers of tone poems. the tone poems with the London Philharmonic and Bernard Haitink. Now, this series includes all the 13 tone poems, including From the Cradle to the Grave and Mephisto Waltz No. 1. These performances are boring. I mean, it was really funny. It was recorded 1969 through 1972. Now, as you may recall, Haitink sort of got the London Philharmonic because he wanted to do, he was an up-and-coming conductor, and he was very good, and he did some very good recordings with them, but he was never terribly exciting. And when he started at the Concertgebouw, you may recall, in the early 60s, he wanted to do a Beethoven cycle. They didn't think he was ready. So they gave the Beethoven cycle to Eugen Joachim, who was his co-music director. And Haitink did his in London with the London Philharmonic. And it was also excruciatingly dull. And he later said so, actually. I think he kind of knew it. But the ironic thing about it is that Haitink was a curious beast. If you gave him a piece of not terribly interesting music that needed special pleading, he could do wonderful things with it. Glorious things with it. I mean, the Brahms First Serenade, not that it isn't interesting, but that it hadn't been recorded frequently. I mean, it's magnificent. And his Shostakovich 12 and things like that. When he got back to the Concertgebouw, they could be just dynamite. But at other times, he could be just droopy as hell. And I wish he had been in dynamic mode for the Liszt tone poems, because they do need special pleading. And you can play them like they're the greatest music in the world. They sound fabulous if you do. He doesn't. And it's a pity. It's just a pity. It's a real snoozeroo of a cycle. And it always was. I don't think anybody thought otherwise when it first came out. Then we've got the Faust Symphony with the Concertgebouw playing gorgeously, and Antal Dorati. Some people have mentioned that they love this recording. I do too. I think it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. A fine, fine version. One of the top ones, I think. And I mean, it's hard to figure out where you are with Faust symphonies, because if you look at reviews, and I always did, of course, even before I was a critic and was just reading these things, no one much liked the work. And so if you don't like the work, it's kind of easy to nitpick performances as not being adequate in some way. And that's really something that's dogged the Faust Symphony. Everybody finds fault with the performance because what they're really doing is finding fault with the music. And either you accept it or you don't. And once you accept it, well, you can enjoy it. And I certainly enjoyed that. Although I like Bernstein's better. Bernstein's Boston recording a little bit better. It's just got a little bit more charisma. And you never can have too much charisma in Liszt. We've got piano concertos and Wagner transcriptions. Ooh, baby. With Kochis, the Budapest Festival Orchestra, and Ivan Fischer. One of the great Liszt recordings. No question about it. This is the Japanese import spare copy. Now, of course, there was at least the Kochis box. And because there was a Kochis box, all that's in there. But I'm hanging on to my Japanese import one because it's just wonderful to have it separately if I need to find it and just pull it out for some quick reason. It's just down here under Liszt. Yay! So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. 2 more lists to go. Take care.